Okay, there's a prophecy out there that Donald Trump is represents King Cyrus from Isaiah 45. Okay, so the Lord's been speaking to me about that. I believe it's true. If you get your Bible out, you'll see Isaiah 45, okay, talks about King Cyrus, okay, chapter 45. Then in the very next chapter, it talks about the gods of Babylon and how they've turned away from God, and they pour out gold from their bags and weigh it out on silver scales. They hire a goldsmith to make it into a god. They bow down and worship it. They lift their shoulders and carry it, or they lift it on their shoulders and carry it. They set it up on its place, and there it stands. Remember this. Keep it in mind. Take it to heart, you rebels. Remember the former things of long ago, for I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me. Make known to the ends of the earth from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come. My purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. In other words, from talking about King Cyrus, it goes straight into talking about Babylon and how there's idol worshippers and idols of Babylon. And then the very next chapter, chapter 47, it talks about the fall of Babylon the Great. And it says your nakedness will be exposed and your shame uncovered. But this is interesting because verse 7, Isaiah 47, 7 says about Babylon the Great, or about Babylon, I am forever the eternal queen. But you did not consider these things or reflect on what might happen. Now then listen, you lover of pleasure, lounging in your security and saying to yourself, I am, and there is none besides me. I will never be a widow or suffer loss of children. Both of these will overtake you in a moment, on a single day, loss of children and widowhood. They will come upon you in full measure, in spite of your many sorceries and all your potent spells. You have trusted in your wickedness and have said, no one sees me. Alright, so here's the point. Isaiah 47:7 says, I am an eternal queen. And then a moment later it says, I will never be a widow or suffer loss of children. Verse 9, both of these will overtake you in a moment, on a single day. Now go to Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. I sit enthroned as a queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day her plagues will overtake her. In other words, Isaiah 47:7 is a direct correlation of Revelation 18:7. It even says the same things. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day her plagues will overtake her. That's Revelation 18:7, 7 and 8. Back to Isaiah. Therefore I am none, and there is none beside me. I will never be a widow or suffer loss of children. Verse Isaiah 47:9. Both of these will overtake you in a moment, on a single day. So this is talking about the same event. In other words, if Donald Trump is King Cyrus, then the very next chapter God starts to explain why Babylon the Great is going to fall because of the many idols. And then in chapter 47, it talks about the fall of Babylon the Great, and it's a perfect correlation with what it says in the book of Revelation about, in other words, the prophecy that Donald Trump is King Cyrus is true, but the next thing to happen is Babylon the Great falls. So everything keeps every time I turn around, things confirm that World War III is going to happen. Babylon the Great will fall in 1 hour. It's the hour of God's judgment. It's the hour that Babylon the Great falls. It's the hour that the beast comes to power. Revelation 17:12. Let's read that. I mean, if you get your Bible out and you go and you look at Revelation 3:10, it says, it talks about the hour of trial to come upon the whole earth. Okay, so it's a global hour of trial. And then in Revelation chapter 18, it says, in 1 hour, Babylon the Great is burned with fire. In 1 hour, all her wealth is destroyed. It says it 3 times, 1 hour. And in Revelation chapter 17, verse 12, it talks about how the beast, the government and regime of the Antichrist, comes to power in 1 hour. So let's read that real quick. Revelation chapter 17. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that even if Donald Trump is the King Cyrus of Revelation of Isaiah 45, the very next 2 chapters talk about how Babylon the Great falls. And that's an end day prophecy. So it's all just confirmation. Revelation 17:12. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who in 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. Now the beast is the government and regime. It's 7 nations with 10 leaders, 7 heads with 10 horns. And God is explaining right here in Revelation 17 verse 12 that those 10 horns you saw are kings who rise to power in 1 hour, and that hour is the hour that Babylon the Great falls. Revelation chapter 18, the hour of trial to come upon the whole earth, Revelation 3:10, and the hour of God's judgment, Revelation chapter 14, verse 7 and 8. So, yeah, let's just say that Donald Trump is the last Trump. At the last trump, the trumpet will sound. And, he's King Cyrus. And right when it seems like King Cyrus is doing the things that Cyrus does, Babylon the Great's going to fall.